lot of boxing, a lot of sparring, all the physical straining, running, lifting weights. That's beautiful. But you need to practice on what you have to do, and you have to box. So you should do as much boxing as possible leading up to the fight.
Who am I? Who am I to the people? I have a kid now, like I said before. Honestly, it's just that fatherhood time. I haven't yet spent much more time with my son as I would want to. And he'll understand that as he gets older. If I can see, how can I change and how can I give my son more knowledge rather than luxury things, then I'm going to do that. And the take back is really just about inspiring others like we always do. And grabbing everything, becoming a 2-time undisputed world champion, breaking history, making more records, doing things that people have yet to see. And I'm just grateful to even be here, honestly.
You're hitting the bag, right? I see you hitting them. When you walk, I want you to do like this. Boom, 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 boom. Just keep boom, 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 boom. How long you can do that? 1, 2, 1, 2. A combination, boom, like punch. Boom, 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 boom.
And of course, hard work pays off. So this is where it shows. And yeah, man, I think that's the hardest part though, is taking it all in. I think that's the hardest part, taking it all in. Cause I want more. I'm not happy. I'm not satisfied yet. I need more.
What else more you want? What is more boxing can give you?
I need to put my foot in their neck, Mike.
Oh, you want to hurt people?
I want to hurt them.
That's a good answer.
You know what? You know what I love about you, Mike? Is that right there. You always wanted your foot on their neck. Yeah, and I love that because it's the best feeling, man.
That's what the believe it or not, that's what the people want.
Yeah, of course.
People want that.
Ever get that sensation where boxing transforms into this massive chess match and every single player is positioning themselves to control not just what happens in the ring, but the entire story? That's precisely what's happening right now. These viral videos dropped showing something incredible. Iron Mike rolling up to Teofimo Lopez's training facility, working pads, and actually breaking down those classic peekaboo techniques with Lopez.
I just say to God, I need your help here. Because I'm about to do something that I'm not built to do, and that's quit.
Watch the actual training footage and you'll see what I'm talking about. The baddest man on the planet working defensive patterns, teaching those slip and counter combinations, carrying that undeniable presence of someone who dominated at the highest level possible. This goes way beyond just showing up for the cameras. These videos exploded across every platform and clearly demonstrate Tyson sharing his decades of championship knowledge with Lopez as he prepares. But then something unexpected happened. Following those training sessions, we got hit with a curveball. Tyson, who's never held back his thoughts when he's got something to say, began discussing Shakur Stevenson. His statements felt like praise mixed with a serious warning. He acknowledged Stevenson's technical skills and incredible ring intelligence, but he also delivered some harsh truths about what's required to handle someone like Teofimo at this elite level. That combination of recognition plus brutal honesty hits like a slap across social media. When you're Stevenson and Mike Tyson essentially says you've got talent but don't get overconfident, that's exactly the type of public commentary that shakes you into focus.
Mike, do you recognize this energy?
Energy is beautiful, but we need something to match it. We need some.
Can't nobody match this energy, Mike. Come on.
I know, but you're looking at it, and this used to be a space that you lived in.
There's no doubt about it. That's why I'm getting excited with the other opponent.
Mike's just an instigator at this point. He just wants to instigate it. I love it.
Yeah, but I think the biggest thing about it though is that guys like yourself, legends, I call it, is you guys paved the way. And I appreciate the sport so much, but there was one thing that you had once said. It's like, the way I love the sport, it could hurt you though, because it could break your heart many times.
Oh, many times.
And that's what it's been doing. Man. I love it. I love the sport, but my biggest thing now, my goal is not about, yes, the financial funds and all that, absolutely. Get paid, we risk our lives. But the whole thing is about making the fights happen that people want to see.
Here's the real question though. What happens when Tyson, the guy who completely transformed how intimidation and raw power operate inside the squared circle, dedicates his time to mentoring a rising talent like Lopez? First off, it shifts the entire conversation. It signals to everyone that Lopez isn't just putting in regular work, he's learning battle-tested techniques from someone who lived through the wars. Second, it plants seeds of doubt. Tyson's peekaboo system revolves around tight defense, devastating counters, and perfect timing. That represents the worst possible matchup for any fighter depending on single power shots and explosive pressure bursters. Bottom line, Lopez coming out of those training sessions isn't the same fighter who went in. What's Stevenson's position in this developing situation? For anyone who loves the drama, you're watching a fascinating three-way dynamic unfold. Stevenson represents the smooth defensive artist, Lopez brings that confident explosive power, and Tyson serves as the unpredictable mentor, quietly upgrading Lopez's arsenal. Those calculated comments from Tyson, balancing respect with warnings, accomplish something important. They acknowledge Stevenson's abilities while suggesting Lopez might be preparing to fight completely differently than anyone expects. That's the psychological element that creates real impact, because in championship bouts, belief systems often determine outcomes before anyone throws a punch.
That when you think, the further you pull your hand back, the harder you punch, but it's not. Punching comes with relaxation, real good pinpoint accuracy punching. You can hit a guy at the pop and boom, but hit the guy at the right.
Time to break down the technical aspects, the core elements of how Tyson's guidance might reshape this entire matchup. Shakur's biggest weapons? Managing distance perfectly, incredible head movement, and that surgical precision turning defense into immediate offense. He operates like a master craftsman in there, making tiny adjustments, controlling timing and exploiting every opening.
So, and if you win 3, 2, 1, slash. Yeah, follow me through. Press 1, 2, 3, back flat. Yes, sir. Last 3. You know what's
Lopez brings that demolition expert energy with a clear strategy, explosive combinations, supreme confidence, and the ability to finish fights with one perfect moment. Tyson's peekaboo system isn't about looking prettier. It teaches you how to make chaos incredibly effective through tight guard positioning, smart head movement, and perfect counter timing. If Lopez picks up even fragments of that approach, he can pressure forward while staying protected. That creates serious headaches for anyone trying to maintain clean technical boxing.
He's been in the ring before. He knows the in and out about fighting, and it's just that we had to transfer that because he's using his legs and elbows and everything, and grabbing. So we kind of, I don't know, did a new foundation and made him more elusive. You know, made him more elusive. He throws his punches with just bad intentions. And I used to believe the consistency of the hard punches to the body.
Let's break down the tactical implications. Picture Stevenson's perfect game plan. Control the distance, pump the jab consistently, work different angles, and frustrate Lopez until he makes desperate mistakes. That strategy depends on Lopez becoming impatient and creating openings through aggression. But what if Lopez now possesses sharper head movement and sudden compact counters? Suddenly Stevenson loses some of that free space he relies on. Tyson's mentorship doesn't guarantee anything. Nobody expects Lopez to transform into a defensive master overnight. However, it could eliminate portions of Stevenson's comfort zone and force him into explosive exchanges or messy fights he'd prefer to avoid. That makes Mike's warning words more significant than simple trash talk. They're a reminder that this chess game continues evolving.
Good. Well, so you have to have a constant attack. You can't go out there toe-to-toe slugging. You got to cut him off, chase him.
Cut the ring off.
Yeah.
I think he's got good footwork.
He had good speed, too.
He's got great speed. He's got great power.
Yeah.
Let's step back and examine the psychological warfare. Tyson making cautionary statements about Stevenson also represents brilliant media strategy. It generates instant headlines about Iron Mike warning the young champion, which creates buzz among fans, media personalities, and the fighters themselves. This isn't malicious, it's pure boxing business. Legendary fighters challenge younger talents because it promotes fights and mentally pushes those young fighters to elevate their preparation. When Stevenson sees this content on social media, he faces a choice: channel it into motivation, letting it fuel better preparation, or react emotionally and lose focus on what matters. True champions typically convert that outside noise into training fuel. They transform it into additional repetitions and more intense sparring sessions. History shows us that elite fighters use external doubt to add precision to their preparation, rather than allowing it to become a distraction.
Cool.
I'll have to drop the heavy up you little.
This is where fans and experts start having fun with speculation. Could Tyson's involvement represent strategic mind games? Might the Lopez team be deliberately planting uncertainty into Stevenson's social media feeds? Possibly. Boxing involves as much mental warfare as physical combat. Viral footage of Tyson leaning over Lopez, sharing technical wisdom, creates psychological theater that forces Stevenson and his team to respond publicly or privately. The simple act of responding reveals strategic information. Do they counter with their own training footage? Do they emphasize Stevenson's defensive mastery in media interviews? The social media battle becomes another round to win, and we've already seen new training content from Shakur's camp. But let's be crystal clear about something. None of this eliminates Stevenson's natural advantages. His highlight reel showcases elite-level movement, perfect timing, and incredible composure under pressure. He's defeated top-tier opponents through superior boxing skills, supported by a team that knows how to maximize his strengths. Tyson's commentary serves as a wake-up call to stay focused, not a prediction of failure. If anything, Tyson telling Stevenson to stay cautious equals a coach reminding a fighter to respect every opponent. It's about maintaining sharp focus, and champions thrive on those reminders. They convert them into disciplined preparation, which appears to be exactly what Shakur is doing.
Tom, you got a time limit. January 31st. Cool gonna beat your yeah, put that in there.
Loosen up a little bit. Shadow box and get some sparring. Maybe about 8 to 10 rounds. And
everybody talking about Tio gonna win. Y'all all know that he gonna lose, bro. Shakur actually fight accurate people, like not bums. Like he fought Oscar Valdez. Tate pulled out the fight because he's scared. Ryan Garcia's scared. Like they all scared. Even Devin Haney. Shakur gonna stop him. This easy. That's so easy. Y'all already know the question. Shakur on top.
That was a good fucking job. I don't know. It ain't like I said. Your boxing get better by the hour, okay? Soon, you'll be undefeatable.
Niggas would all be just sitting back. You saw him waiting though, right? He was waiting for me to come in. I felt it.
All right, let's add some excitement to this discussion. Predicting fight outcomes is entertaining, but the real narrative involves this human drama unfolding. A boxing legend mentoring an explosive contender, while that same legend publicly evaluates a technical master like Stevenson. It represents classic boxing theater where past meets present, egos clash with craftsmanship, and media coverage amplifies everything. Come fight night, all this speculation and social media drama will either prove meaningful or fade into irrelevant background noise. The action inside the ring makes the final judgment, but this build-up featuring Tyson's coaching footage and cautionary statements has already enriched the storyline. That's what makes it compelling. Speaking of compelling, that knockout power though.
It all works hand in hand. It flows like water, as Bruce Lee says. And let me tell you, Tyson Fury said it doesn't matter if he has Muhammad Ali, Bruce Lee, and Mike Tyson training him. The fact of the matter is, all of those three combined are a novelty of the cuss style, of a boxing style that Mike knows like the back of his hand, and he knows in his...
So what specific elements should fans monitor during the actual fight? First, observe how Lopez moves following those Tyson training sessions. Look for tighter defensive positioning, less reckless exposure, more controlled entries. Second, watch whether Stevenson's calculated footwork gets disrupted. Can Lopez close distance more effectively, or does Stevenson create even better angles? Third, pay attention to the mental aspects. How do both fighters handle pressure moments? Those opening exchanges will reveal a huge portion of the story. If Tyson's influence appears early in Lopez's performance, that becomes the main talking point everyone discusses afterward.
Why was this the right fight for you, Teo?
The best fight in the best. And I think that since, you know, after a tremendous performance by Crawford against Canelo, you see that type of fight and the magnitude it brings, you know, you want to emulate it.
You could have fought anybody as well. 135, look for unification. For you, why was it the right one?
If you look in and around my weight class, I can't get the other big fighters to get in the ring. So you got to go to somebody who's willing to do it, and he was willing to do it, so now we're here.
What do you think of Shakur, his style?
Great fighter. Good fighter. He knows how to fight. He knows how to box inside, outside. He knows how to use his lateral movement. So I think that all those things I need in order to enhance my skill sets and also to challenge myself, because we can't say we are the best if we don't see it or look for it or even go out there and test it.
You've been critical of him, though, over recent months. I think you said he had the power of a 6-year-old at one point on social media. You did, yeah. You had a lot of tweets over there.
I don't even remember. Dang. I don't even know what I'd be doing.
But you seem to believe that 140 may be a bridge too far for him, a step too far for him.
Shakur was honestly the most flawless from 123 all the way down to 114. Since then, he's had his shares of victories. I think 135 was his top tier. 140, I think we just gotta wait and see. You know what I mean? And for him to even come up to do that,
those initial exchanges will reveal most of what we need to know. When Tyson's coaching impact shows up in Lopez's early performance, that becomes the narrative everyone focuses on in post-fight analysis. Before we wrap this up, here's some perspective. Training clips don't determine fight winners. Reputation doesn't secure victories. Proper preparation does. Tyson's involvement creates compelling storyline material, dramatic and engaging, but it doesn't guarantee outcome. What actually matters is whether those lessons got properly integrated, whether Stevenson's team makes appropriate adjustments, and whether fight night performance matches the preparation. That captures boxing's essential drama. All the discussion becomes meaningless noise until that opening bell sounds and the fight fighters create their own story.
Yeah.
I was already going up to the 40s. I was already at 40.
Yeah, for sure.
So you see that 10-pound gap. I was thinking I was probably gonna move up to 47.
Okay, seeing me, you think I'm smaller in person or like, what do you think?
I know nothing.
Okay.
I know nothing, man.
I think that was your angle with Lomachenko. Like, I felt like you knew how little Lomachenko was, and you kind of capitalized off of that.
Heck no, that man was a lot to deal with.
This represents the subplot that makes Fight Week absolutely captivating. You get technical analysis, you get entertainment value, and you witness young fighters developing under legendary guidance. Mike Tyson warning Shakur Stevenson after working with Teofimo Lopez creates exactly the type of compelling headline that draws us all closer to our screens. So stock up on snacks, block out your schedule for fight night, and embrace the beautiful, chaotic, brilliant madness that only boxing delivers. Who takes the victory? That's the equation the bell will solve, but this buildup has already created a championship level story, and if this content hit the mark for you, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and activate those notifications so you catch every single one of our future videos.